how do you respond to this term, the Stellenbosch Mafia? Firstly, given that you don't live in Stellenbosch, but that it's kind of taken on a life of its own. There have been books.
Yeah.
I think Julius Malema has used the term previously. What do you make of the term?
I think it's laughable because several of the people, including myself, don't even live in Stellenbosch. But of course, we have a Stellenbosch connection because I studied there.
Sure.
And I think, the Stellenbosch Mafia thing is kind of like in the category of the white monopoly capital thing. It's just something that somebody thought up to, because people are so inclined to have these conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
It's always this lot or that lot that's ruling the world. And so I see it in that light. I find it laughable because I happen to know that amongst those guys who are classified as the Stellenbosch Mafia, between several of them, there isn't a lot of love lost. They don't particularly like each other.
Yeah.
And I can hardly imagine them ever conspiring to do something together.
That's
not my impression.
Christo Wiese, one of the captains of the white monopoly capital in this country, responds to the existence of the Stellenbosch Mafia and his linking to the Stellenbosch Mafia. Of course, he tries to deflect and defend and all of that, but ideologically we know that these fellows, they may not like each other. But when it comes to dealing with us, the natives of this land, the Africans, white people, they never think twice about uniting themselves behind the cause, and the cause which is, of course, is to crush, defeat, and exploit Africans in human capital, but also the mineral resources that belong to Africans. Okay? So, Christo Wiese, the truth about Stellenbosch Mafia, right? South African billionaire and retail legend Christo Wiese finally addresses the controversial term Stellenbosch Mafia and his complex relationship with fellow titans like Johann Rupert. Okay? In this candid discussion, Christo Wiese, the man behind Pepco and former Steenhoff chairman, shares his unvarnished perspective on the influential network of wealthy Afrikaner businessmen, often accused of controlling South Africa's economic and political landscape. Right. Wiese details why he finds the term laughable and describes it as nothing more than a conspiracy theory akin to white monopoly capital. And of course, it's expected of them. It will be illogical and irrational for any of us as black people to expect these people to admit to the existence of such, because once they admit that it does exist, it means that people then begin to challenge its existence and all of that. So they have to deny its existence so they're able to keep it intact. Okay? So when you look at this, the myth of the mountain in the heart of South Africa's Western Cape, right, nestled beneath the majestic Stellenbosch Mountains, lies a town synonymous with power, wealth, and influence. For decades, a narrative has persisted that a shoddy cabal of incredibly rich Afrikaner businessmen, dubbed the Stellenbosch Mafia, secretly pulls the strings of the national economy and even its politics. And we have seen how they've even funded the likes of Ramaphosa for internal ANC campaigns. So indeed, it's true, they pull the strings economically and politically. Okay, names like Johann Rupert and Christo Wiese are always at the top of the list. But what does a man who is who is in that list have to say about it, right? So today we go straight to the source. First, let's understand who Christo Wiese is. The architect behind the retail powerhouse Pepco. He built an empire that clothed and supplied millions of South Africans. His business acumen and ruthlessness in exploiting black labor saw him accumulate a staggering fortune, becoming for a time South Africa's wealthiest individual. He's a veteran of countless boardrooms, a survivor of a brutal market battles, and crucially a man who knows the inner workings of South African capital better than almost anyone. He's the embodiment of the very wealth the Stellenbosch Mafia describes. So when he was asked directly about the Stellenbosch Mafia, Wiese's response, of course, is immediate and dismissive. Okay? And we understand why it is, as I've already explained, that they have to conceal its existence so they are able to keep it intact, because people cannot easily attack what they've been told does not exist. But once he confirms its existence, then it becomes much easier for people to attack it. The myth of unity, they don't even like each other, right? So he claims that the people who are mentioned in the list of what constitutes the Stellenbosch Mafia, he claims that these people don't even like each other. But here is the thing again. White arrogance always finds space to insult our intelligence. Any ideologically clear and sound black person will know that, of course, it's impossible for white people to like each other all the time. They do have their own differences. But an ideologically clear and sound black person will know that when it comes to dealing with other races, white people are able to put aside, to park their own differences in defense of their own race interests as white people, and also in pursuit of their interest, in this case, which is the oppression, the suppression, and the exploitation of black people, the natives of this land. So, because Christo Wiese does not think much of us as black people in terms of our own intellect, he thinks that we don't know that whatever their differences they may have, but if there's one thing that they're able to do better than us black people, it is that they understand who is the primary enemy and who is the secondary enemy. Unlike us as black people, we still regard black people like us as primary enemies. No. Black people can never be primary enemies to another black people. Yes, we have differences and all of that. So that's what white people have been able to do better than us. To understand that there's strategic and there's also tactical differences. But with us, we are unable to distinguish that. You see. So Christo Wiese cannot come here and want to insult your intelligence and tell us, no, those guys don't even like each other and all of that, so we cannot be regarded as Stellenbosch Mafia and all of that. No, but we know when it comes to defending their race interests, those differences and them not liking each other, it matters not. They are able to unite. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Stellenbosch Mafia. The name of the platform is IZWI LABANSUNDU, the voice for Africans. Kama Kuma Africa.